Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of Kentucky Proud.
Dudley's has been a staple of the Lexington food scene since the 80s. Now that it's downtown, it's better than ever. And while its location has changed through the years, its standard for excellence hasn't. Now, the restaurant is in the heart of the action downtown on Short Street. And just like the old location, it's well appointed with antiques and the unmistakable ambiance of Kentucky. When I walked in through the door, just a beautiful restaurant, small tables. You also have a private areas if you have a company party, beautiful space for that.
It's a beautiful spot.
And of course, there's always plenty of fresh Kentucky flavor coming out of the kitchen. They're big on local ingredients here. That's why the menu changes throughout the seasons.
Coming up, we're going to get the secrets to Dudley's squash salad, plus homemade pasta, and what might be the perfect steak cooked both on the grill and underwater.
Well, that's interesting stuff there. Plus, coming up, I'm going to find my way to a hot spot in Louisville that's between the city's two restaurant rows.
It's a pleasant surprise.
Very good. Amazing.
Wonderful.
You're going to see why it's become such a popular dining destination. We'll go into the kitchen with Chef Harold Baker at Gary's on Spring and get the secrets to his colorful take on pork tenderloin. Well, that's coming up a bit later, but what do you say we kick things off in Lexington? That's where we find my co-host, Tim Lair. Tim? I'm in the kitchen at Dudley's with Chef Mark Richardson. Hello, Chef. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. Now,
thank you.
You're from Pikeville, but you've cooked all over the world.
Paris, Boston, San Francisco, New York, Chicago.
And you're bringing all the secrets back to the Bluegrass.
Well, yeah, I want to give back to my home state. I think it's our job as chefs to support our local farmers and our local ranches and dairies and all that good stuff.
Tell me what we're going to start out with, Chef.
Well, wintertime, I love squash.
Oh, I do
and
too.
we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to do a little salad with the squash.
Okay.
We got a buttercream squash, which is a mix between butternut squash and a pumpkin.
Interesting.
So that's just come out a few years ago. So now it's got really sweet, nice flavor with that's local. And we're gonna do some local Gold Rush apples, a little puffed quinoa, and goat cheese, and a miso vinaigrette.
Oh, show me how it's done, Chef.
Good.
This sounds exciting.
Well, first we roasted the squash ahead of time. Just a little olive oil, salt and pepper, roasted at 350 for about an hour. Drizzle it really with a little bit of the miso vinaigrette first. So we roasted some, and I made a little puree as well. That's just gonna give us a little base. We'll put down there for just a little. Take these, it's already been seasoned. And there's no really right way or wrong way. Different textures with the same ingredient that gives you. The puree will actually taste a little different even though it's got the same ingredients than the roasted. Next, just our local Gold Rush apples from our Evans Orchard here in Scott County.
Right here from Evans Orchard. Oh my gosh. It has that crunch, a little bit of tang like a Granny Smith, but so much more flavors going on.
It's nice sweetness coming through.
Oh,
so good.
Beautiful flavor. So it's interesting that you're actually bringing in the miso vinaigrette into the apple as well, kind of marrying those flavors. A little bit of goat cheese goes on. I love that. Again, going back to that creamy texture.
Right. A little puffed quinoa.
I love the fact that this puffed quinoa adds a little crunch to it. But how do you get it to this stage?
A few steps. First, you boil it in water like normally would.
All right.
Then you cool it and let that dry it out in the oven, and then just fry it in just a little bit of grapeseed oil.
And it gives it that puff
and it just kind of puffs up.
Puff and crunch.
It's a good alternative, in these days with gluten-free.
Right.
You can get your crouton, that crunch, without the bread.
That's a great secret.
Yeah. And just a little finish with just a little bit of arugula.
And so here it is.
That's our winter squash salad.
Chef, that looks absolutely great. That will brighten up any winter. So, Chef, you're going to make a braised goat dish, and you're going to share some of the secrets to that as well.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we get local goat.
Okay.
They come in, we braise that for about 6 to 8 hours. Nice and low temperature. After it's cooked, pulling off the bone, we take the meat out, shred the meat, and reduce the liquid. That's going to be basically our sauce.
All already that smells so wonderful. All those flavors are just leaping out of that pan. Or it was a goat, so it's jumping out of the pan.
The diced San Marzano tomatoes. Asheville Toronto olives. It's still got that olive flavor and tang without being overly salty and nice and buttery. That's going to add a lot of richness to the dish without having to add butter or anything. Now with just a little bit of olive oil. So now we're going to add our pasta. We do handmade pasta here as well. Handkerchief style kind of pasta.
Great. And it's amazing how delicious fresh pasta really is.
Oh, I love it. If you never had goat before, after this, you're going to be a fan. Our pasta is done.
Nice big square sheet.
Fazzoletti, and it means handkerchief.
Oh,
Italian.
But this is more like a king-size sheet.
Yeah. Well, this is for me and you, so I'm not going small, that's for sure.
Here it goes.
Yeah, a little bit of the ragu. A little bit of the pasta sheet.
Beautiful pasta sheet. I mean,
Some more of that braising liquid.
Now, Chef, you said you're going to top this off with a special goat parmesan.
Yeah, exactly. It's made local, and it's in a style of parmesan made with goat's milk.
Interesting. So that'll be a nice combination already.
Exactly. Yeah. We use the microplane. Just get a nice little shave on it all over there. And voila.
Chef, do you mind if I just take a little taste of that?
No, as long as you save me some, I don't mind at all.
I will, I promise. Wow. If you're not a fan of goat, you will be after this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guarantee you, this dish got my goat. It was
Exactly.
that is absolutely fabulous. Beautiful. I mean, I love that. I'm going goat all the time. This is great. Thank you, Chef.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of Kentucky Proud.